morning.
Morning.
It's Friday. And that means evaluation of this week's challenge, which has been about connecting with people through adding value. And adding value means helping people out. In particular, we haven't identified an expertise area of ours, and that is where we have tried to steer the conversation. So stay tuned and I will tell you the main conclusions I've drawn from this week's challenge. What? Alex, how are you? Everything good?
Huh?
Everything good? Strong. Alex, yeah, that's right. Robinson. What is that? One more time.
Robinson.
Rosé?
No.
I don't understand.
Skojar.
You're a funny guy. Funny guy. Hey guys, so this week's challenge, just a quick reminder, has been about connecting with people, in particular by adding pure value through the act of helping people out, like giving advice in an area of yours you know you have some extensive knowledge in. And that is what this challenge has been about, and not only in the context of influential and powerful people, which I founded this challenge on was about. We also set out to do this in all kinds of conversations throughout the week with all people we met, because you can connect with people, not only famous people, by helping them out. It's really is a good way of making that deep connection. Sales pitch. Du får ju säga något också.
Du sa att du skulle filma.
Jo, jag sa ju sales pitch.
En bild. Nu blev jag jättekameraskydd.
Åh jäklar. She's afraid of the camera.
Inte foto.
Jag ska...
Oh, this is the opposite. Last week I did meet up with friends during the week challenge, and that went so well. I just connected with them and I really was excited. Thought this challenge would be a walk in the park, but boy did I turn out to be wrong. We set out to connect and help all kinds of people, old friends, new friends, all the interactions we had during the week. And I knew what I was gonna do, and that was what I did, sort of, kind of. You see, I did have an intense focus to really seek that kind of interaction. I knew my area I wanted to steer the conversation towards, that being health, well-being, training, that sort of thing that I really know quite well. But what I noticed, what I felt, was that this was super hard. The biggest difference with last week's challenge was that back then I actually had a long sit down with these people. I got the chance to really dig in, connect, and had the time to go where the conversation needed to go. But this week was about meeting people during the everyday. I realized I don't have the skill to do that kind of connection that quickly, because there are a lot of fast meetings during the day. I have 5 minutes of talk there and 5 minutes of talk there. That didn't enable me to go to a deep conversation where I could actually steer it towards where I wanted to go. However, I did manage to help a lot of people, and I did think that I really inspired people and actually giving practical advice for how to move towards a better life in these areas. And in that sense, it felt really good. But also this thing with helping people out, it felt a little bit like being a salesman, and I don't want to be a salesman in that sense. I want to help people out by inspiring, by showing through action how things are supposed to be done in my book. I want to inspire people by living what I preach and them actually seeing the result of that. That's how I wanna make people take action in the right direction. But I think that's just a little side note. You can still have a conversation and talk about these kinds of things. That just may be an explanation for why I had a hard time getting to the advice part, that I may be too reluctant for being a little bit more direct, a bit of a coward in that sense. But it has been good practice. It really has, and it really has made me think about these things in a new way, and it really has made me preach the things I believe in, because I always are a bit, oh, well, you do your thing. Since I know I do things that really help me out, that could help people out too. And it's okay when I do this over the video like this, because then I don't have to fear the rejection in the same way as when it's face to face. Yeah, I actually haven't thought about this earlier, but it makes so much sense now when I say it. When I talk to a person face to face, if I give advice and they don't like it, it's a kind of a rejection. And I guess I'm a bit afraid of that. I'm afraid of the conflict that it may create, an awkward situation. The face-to-face interaction, yeah, now it all makes sense. I have been working against myself because I really fear that moment, that possible rejection. It's these small things that is part of the growth. Experience all these little things. We all have different areas. Some people are really good at this kind of thing, and some people are really good at this. And I've just realized how afraid I am of actually speaking my point of view. And so this really have helped me this week to push myself to do that. I have to mention the big fail of the week. If you remember, I said that we were supposed to go on some kind of networking event to actually practice the meeting with new people skill, because that was actually a big part of the challenge. However, I just thought that, well, I figured that part out during the week, because I didn't plan that out during the Sunday. I didn't schedule it. I didn't look up any sort of events where I could actually go to this kind of networking. And that just totally fell apart. I failed big time on that one. And that was because everyday life happened. As soon as the game is starting to play, the film is starting to roll, we don't have enough time. If we're living a very hectic life, we don't take time to do these kinds of things. That's also why I did the whole last week's challenge, where you were supposed to meet up with 3 friends. You were supposed to plan that out before the week started. And that was actually what I was supposed to have done with this networking event as well. Because I didn't thought about that until Wednesday evening, and then I wasn't able to find any. It's a big failure. But a failure, as I always preach, is a big learning. That's also why I don't believe in learning by other mistakes, because you don't get the emotional attachment to that event. We won't be able to recognize the pattern when it starts to reoccur another time. But if you have been through the pain, if you've taken in the failure and really learned from it, then you can sense when it's coming again. And now I know, not only this specific thing, but helping people out, I know that I have to plan things out before the actual week begins. If it's something new I'm gonna do, I have to plan it out, because otherwise it won't happen. So it was a failure, but I'm sure as heck gonna learn from it. But the major takeaway from this challenge, the thing that really made this challenge matters, is my shift in mindset. How I define myself as a person, that has changed. And I now see myself as a 24/7 helper, not only through the YouTube channel, but in everyday life, every situation. From now on, I am a helper. I seek to help people, and that is quite the traumatic shift that has happened. Something I only feel. It may not sound that particular, but I feel it. I feel it throughout my whole body, and that is really something I recommend you to adopt as well. Not only is it good because it helps bring the world to a better place, it helps make people happier, but it also helps you in the learning process itself. Because when you see yourself as a teacher, when you want to teach others what you learn yourself, then the stuff that you take in, the stuff you read, the stuff you listen to, it really is, you have to understand it, because you know you're gonna have to explain it again. You want to explain it again, and that gives you a deeper motivation for understanding it all. And that's why you should see yourself as a teacher, and that's why you should see yourself as a constant helper in all kinds of situations. And with those words, I'm gonna end this weekly challenge, because I'm about to pee myself and it's freezing cold outside. But still, life is good, and it's been an amazing week. If you haven't already, make sure to hit the subscribe button so we can do this journey together. Grow and become a better person. That's what I'm aiming for every day. I wish you a great evening. Bye guys.